Luca, man, I have a lot of thoughts on this.
A lot
movie.
of people had a lot of thoughts on this movie.
There's some like really left field stuff with this movie.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna. I don't want to.
I watched some stuff and I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, you guys are just dissecting this into
Yeah,
something
I'm
that's
not gonna go that deep
like,
into this at all.
It's a children's movie.
Yeah, it is.
Calm down.
It's a
guys.
kids movie, and I'm not gonna go beyond that. I'm gonna stick with. I watched a kids movie. I
Yeah.
watched an animated Pixar film, and I'm not gonna go past that. I'm not gonna go with what I think the studio intended, or
Some
if you
people
dig
said
deep.
some weird stuff.
So I'm just gonna review this as a movie. And so let me just tell you, as a movie, it is not good. I did not like.
I know, it's so weird.
And I think it looks beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
I think the voice acting is incredible.
Okay.
I think if you just watch it, you appreciate the quality of this film, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's obviously a lot of people took a lot of time and effort, and it cost some big bucks, and it looks gorgeous.
It's supposed to. That's
Yeah.
the whole setting of it.
I mean, I give the movie credit in that it was a beautiful movie to watch, which is kind of half the battle, right? You're staring at a bunch of pictures the whole time, and you can like pause the movie, and it's just like a
And
photograph.
it looks good, yeah.
It looks great.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I wanted to just get the good out of the way.
Yeah,
that
'cause
little
I
bit
think
right there.
We can all agree on that. We can all agree that it looked
And
good.
it's not a surprise, right? It's coming from Pixar,
Yeah,
so it's
they draw it up
Disney.
nice.
Yeah,
They draw it up nice.
we know we expect this kind of work from them, so it didn't surprise me.
Not the best, but it was still very good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna tell you my main point about the movie, though. Okay, I feel like this was a movie that was based on a TV show that never existed. And okay, here's an example that people might know is like Paw Patrol. Like if people watch Paw Patrol for X amount of seasons, and now they're releasing a Paw Patrol movie.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. In that Paw Patrol movie, they can probably take a lot of liberties because they have this like fan base, right? So they don't have to explain a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
That's what this movie felt like. It felt like I was missing a season or two of a TV show that explained all the things that I don't get in this movie. And this movie throws us into this moment, but without any explanation of how we get here.
Okay.
And of why things are happening. But I feel like there was like a season that introduced Luca and his family and the sea creatures, and we missed it. And they forgot to make it, and they made the movie first. And they were like, "Oh no, we were supposed to make the show first, not the movie."
Okay.
And I feel like it's just like I feel like it's missing. I feel like there's something missing.
So did you feel lost?
Yeah, absolutely.
I thought the same way you felt.
Yeah.
I was like, did I miss something?
No,
because I felt like it just started on land.
Yeah.
So like he goes to land and becomes a boy.
Yep.
But I'm like, wait, but why are there sea monsters in this town? And I was like, oh, I wasn't paying attention.
Right.
I'll get it. They'll tell me later. Or why the city's obsessed with hunting these things. I was like, I don't know why.
Yeah.
Or why? How are they How are they both monsters and humans?
Yeah, it doesn't.
Is it like a spell from 100 years ago? I just thought I missed a huge chunk because I had no idea why.
Yeah, the movie doesn't explain.
And you know who I thought was gonna save the day with it? It was Grandma.
Oh yeah.
I thought Grandma was gonna come in and be like, "Luke, let me tell you a story about why we go to why we don't go to the land."
But there was no motivation for Luca going to the land.
No, and
Zero.
they tried to make it, but it wasn't.
But it was 2 minutes long.
Yeah,
it
They're
took
like,
2 minutes.
We're gonna send you to boarding school.
Yeah,
deep school.
And then he was like, "Oh, this sounds like more fun." But
yeah,
but it's like a terrified kid. It's like a super anxious kid who gets over his fear, and then all of a sudden he's on land because some other kid was like, "Yeah, yo, you should do it."
Yeah.
That's all it took. Just some other kid being like, "No, hey, just do it though."
Yeah.
And then he was on the land, and it was fine. And then we're on the land.
But the land stuff was fun. I had fun with they meet a friend, and they're like trying to hide them. Like that, it was all fine and good. But I didn't understand anything.
Yeah, because they don't explain anything.
They explain nothing. But I kept waiting for them to like give me like a flashback. Like, well, when sea monsters first came to Earth, and then they say why.
And then they explain. This movie, I will say, though, I guess on the other side of that coin, which I do appreciate, is movies tend to be too long.
Yeah.
And I feel like this movie is an example of let's trim all the fat off, right? Mm-hmm. And then somebody just goes too far.
The fun stuff.
Yeah. So it probably, and I don't say this very often, but like this movie probably could have used another 15 minutes.
Yeah, which is always the exact.
Right. Yeah. Like I never feel like a movie could be longer, or you obviously replace 15 minutes of the movie with valuable 15 minutes.
Like a backstory.
Yeah. So, but yeah, rarely am I like, you actually are missing like 10 to 15 minutes of the movie.
I mean, they're missing a lot of stuff.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. And I think it is very little kid. And I didn't expect that.
Yeah. It's for youngsters,
but
under 5.
I don't feel like Pixar usually goes that low.
No, because I mean, look at Soul.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that was for adults.
Yeah, but like you can appreciate both sides, right? That's usually how they work.
This was a movie for little kids.
Yeah, I mean, Inside Out is the same way, where you're like they can appreciate
different things.
And this movie is just for little kids. It's just like, so I think at the end of the day they were like, we don't need a backstory because no little kid is gonna care.
Yeah.
A 5-year-old likes this movie, and that's our demographic. Yeah. But it's really telling when they didn't charge money for this movie. And the fact that it was going to be in theaters is actually really surprising.
Imagine if you paid $14 to go watch this.
I would have been very upset.
I'd have been pissed.
This movie is actually made for streaming. So
yeah.
I think they got lucky.
Fine. It's a good streaming film. Yeah. Which is hard because I'm not like, oh, this movie's awful. It's the worst. Like it was fine.
No. It was yeah.
It was like I had fun, but there was a point in the movie, and this is gonna sound so bad. It's gonna make it seem worse than it is. I'm like, I'm ready for it to be over. I'm ready to watch other stuff with my evening.
Yeah, I understand. Completely.
But it's not because the movie was a bad movie. I'm just like, I'm not invested in, and I'm not the demographic for this movie.
Right.
Nobody's like, I want that grown ass man to enjoy this movie.
I made you watch a little kid's movie.
Yeah. But there was a point in it, and it was, I think it was like right when his parents came to land.
Oh yeah, when they're just dunking kids.
Yeah, and I did think that was funny. That was really funny. There was one moment. Oh, and I laughed really hard, and it wasn't like super funny. It was when he leaned over to talk to his grandma, and she was asleep.
Oh,
and she's like, blah, blah! Yeah. And I was like, I thought it was so funny because she looks like she's awake, but she's a fish. So she like scared him, and he's like, "Oh God, sorry." Like I laughed so hard. I just thought that was so funny. Well, but right when the parents came to land, I'm like,
I'm out.
Like, I want to check some other reviews. Like I want to watch some other stuff with the night.
Like, should I keep watching this movie?
Yeah, but it's not because the movie was bad. It wasn't
I know what you mean.
It wasn't a movie for me.
No, it's not. It
was a movie for someone else.
I wish that was more clear. I mean, the trailers weren't like particularly fantastic. I just think
it sparked enough in like I'm like, oh
yeah. But we expect it from the studio, I think, is probably what's going on, right? I was like, oh, this is how they work, so I'm going to enjoy this movie.
And they could have been banking it off that, like, hey guys, we're Pixar, they're gonna watch it. Who cares what we do?
And the boys loved it. My kids loved it, and they have fun.
They should. That's who the movie was for.
They had a good time. They wanted to watch it again, and I'm like, perfect,
good.
So they hit the mark there, but but a lot of critics watched it for the same reasons because they know that this studio does a certain thing, and they didn't do that thing this time, and everybody
were you waiting for that thing? Were you waiting for that moment? It's like, oh, this is.
Did you cry in
Classic.
this movie?
No, I didn't.
No. Yeah, I was waiting for the thing.
I'm glad you went to school, bud.
I was waiting for the
That's
thing that
cool.
made me cry.
Yeah, no.
And I'm watching it like,
No.
no, yeah. I mean,
Nothing gut punched me or hit me in the feels or like.
glad
none
you
of
went to
that.
school. This movie does like push kids to school.
Yeah, like you need to
Go
get
to school.
Get an education.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. Great
If
message.
you watched this movie with your kid and like, Dad, I want to go to school and learn.
Yes.
He's like, no way, let's go. Like, I'll
Like,
take you right now.
Thank you. Yeah.
But there was.
It's just a funny message.
Yeah, it's just a.
it's like
it's
a
just
magic
a
school
funny
bus
thing.
message.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like I don't know what this movie was trying to do.
But
I don't.
mean,
Yeah. It's just.
but I'm not like I wouldn't discourage somebody from watching it. I would say it's not for adults, not suitable for adults.
Yeah, but I don't. But that's not usually the case, and
Yeah.
that's what was frustrating.
Yeah.
Is that is not usually the case, and in this,
it has an element of something that's beneficial for everybody.
I should have gotten the hint when they didn't charge $30. Probably should have known that something
See, I
was
didn't even-
awry.
Yeah,
That they just gave
That's true.
give us a movie for free. Should have
Yeah.
known something was up.
that's true.
But yeah, it's all right.
But I mean, I'm still like I'm cool with it.
What are you rating it though?
Oh man, it was like I don't know, like a 6.
Yeah.
It was a 6.
Yeah, I'm gonna go a 6.
It was a 5.5, 6.
Yeah.
I feel like putting
That's
it down
bummer.
into a 5 is like mean.
Yeah, but I know what you're saying because it's an incomplete movie.
Yeah.
Right? So you also feel like if someone gave it a 7, you're gonna be like, what are you talking
Yeah.
about? Not as a movie for an adult, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. But
'Cause, I mean, the boys probably thought it was a 10. It was probably one of the best movies
yeah,
they've seen in a while.
they really enjoyed it. But they enjoy things with color, right? This
Yeah.
movie is
It's
so
colorful.
much
It's
color.
drawn really well.
Yeah, it's
Looks
so
fantastic.
done. I love the design.
Mhm.
I mean,
Maybe we
again,
want to travel.
all the technical elements of this. Yeah, you want to
Yeah,
go to
I wanna
Italy?
travel.
I want to go to Italy.
Maybe hungry.
Eat pasta.
I wanted some pasta.
Exactly. And
So-
and I'm like,
But
good.
that's why I'm saying the movie wasn't bad.
yeah, it
wasn't-
immerses you in the world.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
it interests me. It kept me watching. I mean.
But wouldn't you have? I mean, I'm not really, and I don't like the game of
would you rather?
I know how to make a better movie than
Yeah,
they did. Yeah.
We don't. Diego and Sam know nothing.
Yeah, exactly. Professionals.
Yeah, absolutely
No.
not.
But wouldn't you have preferred more time in the sea?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
That was the cool time.
Right. And then, but again, you could have done something where a whole first movie is Luca trying to get out of the water, right?
Yeah.
Like
But
that,
they don't explain.
No, I know,
Like
but-
why? And I guess they do when they get there. They're hunting sea monsters.
Yeah,
But
but
they're so. But like the grandma's like, I go up there like every Thursday.
yeah.
But I'm like, what is she doing up there? Like I wanted,
Let's follow Grandma.
grandma's story because I thought she was a standout for me.
Yeah, she's.
And
so
then at
funny.
the end,
yeah,
she's like, "So what are you doing here?"
She's
And
there,
She's like,
yeah.
I'm like, I'm
she's
always
like,
up
I'm always here.
Yeah. And I was like, Grandma.
Yeah, that
saved
was
it.
funny.
So she was like my favorite character.
That's hilarious, and I buy it. The parents are again the fact that
Yeah,
they
that
wanted
was
to,
pretty funny.
yeah,
Like
that
they
was-
were
But that was Jim Gaffigan and Maya Rudolph.
Maya
right?
Rudolph, yeah.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, because funny stuff.
Fun. They're just funny.
So that's
Jim
like,
Gaffigan is a
again,
hilarious comedian.
that's why it's hard for me to be like, this is a bad movie.
You're like it checks so many boxes.
Yeah, but it's just not when you compare it to
Yeah.
what it could have been. It's
Yeah,
it's not-
exactly. I was
it's
gonna
not
say
good.
I wouldn't compare it to another movie. I would compare it to like the other version that they had written on the whiteboard that I
Yeah.
know was better than this.
They're like it could be a 2-hour movie or an hour and a half movie,
Yeah, and they
Like,
were
yeah,
like,
an hour and a
yeah.
half.
Yeah, let's not even.
which is fine. But yeah, I'd probably go 6.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I'll probably go 6.
I'll give it a 6.
Yeah, not gonna watch it again though.
No, which is again one of the
Probably not,
first
yeah.
ones that.
How many
makes
times
it.
did you watch Inside Out?
Oh, I watch it every year.
Couple, yeah.
Yeah,
Couple times.
I watch it. Yeah, probably a couple times a year. Yeah,
Yeah.
I love Inside Out.
There you go.
That's a bummer. Luca.
Sorry, Pixar.
6.
Yeah,
Diego and Sam know it's a 6.
Yeah. that we do. That we do.